We are honored to have Mr. Toma Ray. He is the Director, India and SAC for Halout. He is a technocrat with a rich and diversified experience of 29 years in the engineering industry, both in India and abroad. Today, Mr. Ray is considered a stalwart in the equipment industry in India. He established then has been helping the business operations that spread across India and various Gulf countries like Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, and the Maldives. He has also been instrumental in making Halau one of the most preferred and popular access equipment brands across segments. Now, Tama will talk on safety features and industry compliance while operating at height. So let's welcome Salma.
Thank you, Jidal, and thank you, Megha, for this opportunity and organizing this important session. First of all, very good afternoon to everybody and my fellow panelists and friend, Nitin, Vijay, and Sagar. Good to see you online. Well, to start off, access equipment, as we all know, is a very vital piece of equipment when working at height because it is an equipment which is used to work safely as well as productively at height. And it's not just we are lifting load, we are lifting life on these baskets when we are operating at different levels and different heights. So considering that, it is very important to note and the safety features which are available on access equipment and which are very, very vital for the operation of the equipment. So just to point out few specific, categories. So at Halot, we manufacture equipments which are as per CE standard, or it conforms to the CEN 280 or the European standard. Similarly, our fellow competition from America, they follow the ANSI standards 92.5, which in the last few years have almost come in line to each other. Okay, so these are standards which are set so that machines which are manufactured need to adhere to these standards. To point out certain specific features, which become an important part of the safety features, one is the tilt cutoff. So a machine on detection of elevated condition, it should cut off any kind of a movement, elevation or unfolding if the chassis of the machine is inclined below a permissible limit than the design specification. So the machine should be capable of understanding that it is on an incline or a tilt position, which may be detrimental towards the safety. And that is when the design is cut off. Okay, and the design is designed to cut off the function. Now, this feature might be of some trouble while booms are being loaded onto platforms or on the ground. But to overcome the scenario, the drive and slew functions are left active only if the boom elevation has exceeded a permissible threshold. So tilt function is very important so that when the users are using, they also need to understand that the machine is capable of a 3-degree or a 4-degree tilt, because beyond it, it may be a concern of safety. The second part, and also a very, very vital feature, is the overload cutoff. Now, every machine is designed to have a overload cutoff function. So once the platform is loaded in a nominal load carrying capacity, so every machine has a load carrying capacity, maybe 230 kgs, which is the standard across the ranges. Some may have 250, some may have up to 300 kgs. But once a platform is loaded beyond the normal load capacity, the machine would cut off all functions itself. So it is, under these circumstances, you cannot, operate the machine if it goes beyond the position of the loading capacity of the platform. It is possible to retrieve the machine to stalled position using override controls, but it reduces the speed of the machine to safely retrieve the operator. Okay, drive, and there's also limitation of drive and speed on elevation where the machine is elevated and requires adjustments of position through driving. It can be quite unsafe in such a condition. Hence, a restriction needs to be put in place. That's why overload cutoff is very, very important. So we have our load meter which is placed on the machine, which weighs the weight constantly, okay, to allow the safe operation. Point number 3 is there are different variants of a machine, right? So scissor lifts is one such variant of machine, which there in scissor lifts we have a feature which is called as per EN 280, which is called as the descent cutoff of the scissors. So what happens when the scissor is descending after completion of work? It is descending at 3 meters height. The machine will stop for 3 seconds. So this is an indication for the operator to verify his surroundings, because he may not know there might be people beneath the machine. That gives time for the people to move away. So there is a 3-minute delay, and then the machine goes down. So that is a safety feature. Then there is something which we call is the outreach cutoff. So with the requirement of machines accessing higher heights, okay, and constraints involving their overall dimensions are involved. So manufacturers have a solution to keep the machine stable during a footprint in which the machine has an outreach. This is achieved by employing sensors. So we have sensors fitted in different positions of the boom and the machine, which helps the operator to keep the center of gravity within the footprint of the machine. So if the center of gravity is maintained, so is the stability. So it is very important that the machine does not go beyond the outreach position, which may cause a safety concern of the machine toppling, because end of the day, it is working on an outrigger. On a counterweight. Similarly, again, coming back to certain machines like the diesel rough terrain scissors and even electrical rough terrain scissors, which are required to work in different, tough terrains, we have something which is called as outriggers. So machine goes up on outrigger because they are capable of taking much more higher load, up to almost 700 to 750 kgs. We have a model which takes 750 kgs. So for machines to be stabilized and to reach the maximum heights, the industry has employed, certain sensors in these outriggers so that the platform gets self-leveled. So unless the platform is self-leveled, you cannot be operating the machine properly. So this is again a feature which is inbuilt on such rough terrain machines. Coming to the newer features which have been incorporated, especially by us in Halot and even in some of our known competition. So what we have is, you see, there's a lot of deaths that happen in the access industry because of 2 reasons. One is a fall, and the other one when people fall and die on the machine because they're not anchored onto the machine. And second one is entrapment. So when you are going up in the height of the machine, there is likely chance, if there's a structure behind, people have got crushed and died because they cannot see what is behind them. So at Halot, we have got a system which we call a secondary guarding system, and it is called the active shield bar. So it is a system which allows the operator to come out of an anti-entrapment situation and retrieve themselves from such a situation. In such a case, if the machine or the active shield bar is put on, it gets on because the operator is getting stuck, then the machine can neither go up or neither go forward. It stops at its position. It can either go down or go back. Now, this is a feature which we have patented. It is incorporated in our platform control box cover, and it is a patented technology of Halot. And lastly, we have also brought in our newer generation boom something called the active lighting system, and this had like 10 integrated LED lights all across the machine, which not only helps in working at night, but it also helps in night loading of machines. So even the control panel, the ground control panel, the operator control panel, everything is illuminated. So the machine you can operate the machines at night, and especially when loading and unloading of the machine in the dark or in the dusk, it ensures the maximum amount of safety. Okay. So to summarize, access equipment are machines which help people to work at heights safely. And obviously, we need to incorporate features that ensure that the life of the person who is working in that basket at those kind of height is kept safe as much as possible. So it's the safety of the person and the safety of the machine, which brings in productivity. Thank you.
Thank you, Tava, for sharing your views on safety features and industry compliance while operating at height. B2B Purchase is available on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also download our app from the Google Play or the App Store. We also request that viewers to stay tuned for future interactions. With that, today's interaction has now concluded. Thank you and goodbye.